Today we're going to learn how to fold an origami crane. It is kind of difficult, so if you need to, you can rewind the video and watch it. Here are the directions so that you can pause it if you need to look at the directions. And we're going to start just by turning our paper, our rectangular paper, into a square, just like we always do. Take this top side, fold it down to meet this edge over here. Take paper, slide it right up to the edge. The origami crane is difficult, and it's very important that you have precise folds with your bone folder. You're pulling all the way off the paper, so you've got a nice hard crease. If you want to, you can use scissors to cut off this little extra piece down here. Okay, or if you have a bone folder, or you're doing this at home and you've got a book knife to work with, you can use a book knife or a bone folder to slice that edge off. I feel it's a little more precise and you get a better cut. I just actually have a really sharp butter knife that I use as a book knife. Okay, so here we go. Start with your open side facing towards your belly and the fold pointing away from you, and just fold this into another triangle, and this is going to give us a starting for a bird base here. And make sure you have really nice, precise folds and hard creases. Now you can see that we've got a valley fold, pretty much, mostly valley folds here. And we're right at this step. We just did the first step here. The second step, it does say flip over the paper so that you turn these valleys into mountain folds. And you're just going to fold it into a rectangle like this. Okay, hard creases with your bone folder, and then fold it into a square. Hard creases with your bone folder. And this part's a little difficult. This is actually called the water bomb base. Okay, and the way to do it is to fold your paper, hold it into a diamond shape like this, and then make sure that this line here that's horizontal is actually a mountain fold. That means it's pointing up. It's going to make it much easier to fold. Both of these corners have to pull down into this part, and I'll show you the directions again. It looks like this. You're pulling these three corners down into the point here to have what's called the water bomb base. Okay, and you just slide these in, and then you have to squash the top down. It's called a squash fold when you squash it like that, and you just squash it like that. Then I usually take my bone folder and just recrease to make sure everything's creased nicely. Now we're going to take this flat edge here and fold it into your center line. I like to turn my paper when I do it. Leave yourself like a little millimeter of space in between your fold and the edge of that paper, because this is going to have to fold out and in and stuff like that later. So leave yourself just a little bit of room. Don't fold it right over that edge. Okay, I'm going to make sure we get a good crease with our bone folder. Okay, and now you're going to take this top triangle here and fold it down over this line, so we have a fold right there. Okay, try to make it as accurate as possible again. Okay, and then this is starting into our bird base. We have to kind of open all of this back up, and we're going to take this corner and fold it up to here. Okay, so if you watch with me here, we're going to take this corner, and it should crease right up along that edge. See, I'm pushing it with my thumb from the inside so it creases on that edge. And then it's going to fold open and kind of squash down into a big, kite shape, diamond / kite shape like that. Okay? Now, we just did this step here. This step that looks kind of funny is actually folding that up to make that kite-like shape. You can see it there. You have to turn it over and do the same thing on the other side. Okay. So we fold it right along that line, giving yourself a little extra space just so you don't have difficulty folding it later. Again, making sure you're as accurate as possible and you're really pushing down hard and folding those folds nicely. I'm going to fold this back so that it's easy. Okay, crease that one more time so that it's easy to fold up. take the top piece of paper, push it in with your thumb so it just folds right along that crease, folding down those little leg pieces, and folding it down like that. If you need to kind of try to readjust it a little bit, that's fine. Now, the next part here is making sure that these little feet part, I'm going to call these the feet, refer to those as the feet, are pointing down, okay, pointing towards your belly, and you're going to take this corner here and you're just going to fold it in to the center just like we did with that other piece, okay, and you're going to, remember, be as accurate as you can, make nice precise folds. You're going to repeat this 4 times. Sorry, I'm turning it all over the place because it's easier to demonstrate that way. Okay, and make sure you do nice hard creases. Flip it over. Here are my 2 feet part. They should be pointing towards your belly while you do this. Fold it into the center as precisely and accurately as you possibly can be. Fold nice and hard with your bone folder. Now comes the next trick. We have to fold these 2 little leg pieces up, and they're actually going to become our head and our tail. So you're going to fold one up like this. It should be about parallel with this other inside line here. Crease it nice and hard with your bone folder. Okay, and then crease the other side nice and hard with your bone folder. Should be about parallel again with this one. And you can always readjust these later if you need to. Okay, now this is the folding skill from the basic duck where you fold something inside. Okay, and we're just going to kind of unfold these, open up one side, and kind of push it up inside here with our thumb. Okay, and there, that is tucked inside. You can kind of see it now, it's tucked inside there. Okay, do the same thing on the other side. So it's tucked inside, and one of these is going to be our head and one's going to be our tail. Okay, the next step is to take this piece and fold it so it's a straight line from that point to that point, and this is going to be our wing. Try to fold it so it's nice and even. Crease it with your bone folder. Okay, this side the same thing, fold it down so that it's even with your other wing. Now, I'm just going to readjust this side just a little bit so it's kind of poking out a little bit more. I'm going to just crunch it down with my bone folder so it stays nice and firm there. Then I'm going to choose this side here as my head. You simply fold it down kind of on a diagonal, however you want the head to be looking as far as pointing down or up or whatever. And then it's again that same basic fold from the basic duck. Open it up and push this part inside so the head is poking down on its own like that. And now you have, if I hold it this way, the basic crane. Okay, I'm going to kind of pull those legs or the arms out there, the wings, and there's a little hole, you can see it right here. If you blow into that little hole, it kind of puffs it up a little bit. Okay, and you can kind of have that body more puffed up that way. And then if you separate these bottom pieces just a hair, it'll stand up on its own. Okay, and so there we go, the basic piece crane, and there it is kind of from all angles, and that concludes our demonstration of the piece crane. Okay, and here again are the directions just in case you need them.